Howdy folks, I'm Hardy Heath, heatedly heralding hereditary hyenas.
I'm Amber.
And here are more hereditary hyenas for us to herald. I don't know what that actually means. Did you just string random words together?
I mean, sort of. But you know, Heath, the flower, actually ties back to my name. They think the last name Hathaway came from Heathway, so someone who lived near a path to the heath.
Oh, very nice. Very good. Did it have hyenas laughing the entire time?
Probably not.
Well then, that's all that matters. Let's get started! Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for refusing to spend a weekend with a guy after my friend handed me to him as a birthday present? No. Run.
Yeah.
So I'm a 22-year-old female and I'm currently living with my friend Lori. She's the same age as me. About 4 months ago, she met and befriended a girl on Instagram. For some context, we live in a big city and this girl comes from a wealthy background. She lives in a posh, expensive area. Over months, she started inviting us to these exclusive parties, which were fun at first, but I stopped going for various reasons. One being that it started to make me uncomfortable. As I worked 2 jobs, it also clashed with my schedule a lot, and my friend kept pressuring me to take time off of work, which isn't feasible for me. So there's already some tension here. Anyways, the girl introduced us to her social circle and started hanging out with them more and more. Though I didn't enjoy it as much as I couldn't keep up financially and I didn't want to pretend that I could, unlike Lori, who kinda gave them the wrong impression of us. There's a guy in the group whose beach house we use as a hangout spot, so I saw him occasionally. However, I started distancing myself from him and the wider group as he made several misogynistic comments about me. He said something shocking the very first time we met, which permanently left a sour taste in my mouth. Lori told me just to chill out, and that he just likes me a lot, and that I'm lucky, etc. I had already made it clear to him that we are not friends and never will be. Being a part of this group was very important to Lori, but she never wanted to do things on her own, so she always asked me to come along, which I did reluctantly because I wanted to be a good friend. Anyways, the guy's birthday is coming up soon, and everyone got him something except my friend. I asked her if she's planning on getting him anything, and she says that she had something in the works. A week later, she told me that she had prepared his birthday present, and guess what it was? She basically said that the birthday present was me spending a weekend with him. Allegedly, he told her that she doesn't need to get him anything, and that he just wants to get to know me. I was extremely disgusted and disturbed that she would do something like this to me, and just treat me like a literal object. I asked her why she can't just get him something that he likes, and she said that he has everything already, so it's the only thing that would mean something to him, and she can't afford anything expensive or rare. Of course I refused, and we've been having arguments about it, and each time I've walked away. She says that I'm so boring, that I never want to do fun stuff, and that I'm the reason her friends think that we're poor, innocent little kids. I didn't know that we had that label, but apparently we do. To make matters worse, she already told him that I'm open to the idea, so he thinks that I'm coming. Now she's blaming me for getting her into the sticky situation and keeps begging me just to help her out for once. She said that she will repay me in the future and that she's forever in my debt, etc. Am I the jerk for not helping a friend out? Am I the jerk for overthinking the situation and not considering that he might just want to hang out as a friend? Am I the jerk for potentially making her look stupid in front of everyone? Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. Do you have anywhere else you can say OP? Like, what Lori is doing is not okay, and I don't trust her at all.
No.
So, first of all, people are not gifts. You cannot just pass someone off to someone else and call it a birthday present. Like, it might have been one thing if OP was in on this and it was just sort of a jokey, oh, haha, here's your birthday present. But no, OP has made it explicit she doesn't like this guy. And he is still pursuing her despite knowing that she has no interest. And the friend has no problem trying to force OP to do something she doesn't want to do to maintain her social status.
Yeah, I think that this is a really problematic situation, and I think that Lori hopefully has just gotten in over her head. I'm really just hoping that's all this boils down to. I'm hoping that Lori isn't a dangerous person to be around, but I do think that it would be a good idea for OP to spend some time away from Lori. I think that this is not a good situation, and it sounds a lot like human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of these kinds of parties where wealthy people will have these gatherings and lure people into them and either kidnap them or other things. And I think that it's really important for OP to understand that that is a risk.
Right. Like, and the important thing is, like, okay, absolute best case scenario, yeah, this guy secretly is just looking for a friend's hangout.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's what's happening, but, you know, he gets his feelings hurt in that case.
Mm-hmm.
The worst case scenario, you get kidnapped. Like,
yeah. Or you get, roofied or something else, right?
Right, like, it is okay to hurt a jerk's feelings. You do not have to, especially when what he wants is something you don't want to give him. Like, it is not wrong of you to not want to oblige him.
Yeah. OP doesn't need to set themselves on fire to keep her friend Lori warm here, right? Like, don't do that. And I just feel that this is a very uncomfortable situation. OP should trust her gut and not go to this party and probably distance themselves from this friend group and just tell Lori that she's out. She's just not interested in hanging out with these people anymore. She can go by herself, but OP's just not going to do this. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, My husband is having an affair with my mother, and I don't know what to do. I can't believe that I'm actually typing these words out, but I need to get this off my chest. I'm a 26-year-old female, and my husband is a 34-year-old male, and he's having an affair with my mother, who's a 57-year-old female. And I feel like my entire world is crashing down around me. A little bit of background. I've been married to my husband for 6 years. We met while I was in college, and have been together for almost 8 years. Our relationship always seemed solid, and we were planning to start a family soon. My mother and I have always been close, and she was a big part of our lives. She would come over often, and we would do things together, girls' night, family dinners, the works. I never thought twice about how often she and my husband were around each other. I trusted them both completely. About a month ago, I started noticing some odd behavior. My husband would get these late-night texts and would leave the room to reply. He was being more and more secretive with his phone, and our intimacy, both physical and emotional, had dwindled. I tried to brush it off as stress from work, or maybe just a rough patch. I began to work harder on my marriage, cooking things that he likes, taking on more overtime, making sure that everything was perfect condition at the home, etc. Then, 2 weeks ago, I came home early from work feeling sick. I walked into our bedroom and found them together. I felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest. They didn't notice me at first, and I was frozen, unable to move or even breathe. When they finally saw me, the looks on their faces were a mix of guilt and horror. My mother tried to explain, saying that it just happened, and that they didn't mean to hurt me. My husband was silent, not even attempting to make excuses. I ran out of the house and I drove aimlessly for hours, crying and screaming. I ended up at a friend's place and have been staying here since. I feel utterly devastated and betrayed by the two people I trusted the most. How do you even begin to process something like this? My mother, the woman who gave me birth, and my husband, the man I vowed to spend my life with. I feel like my entire reality has been shattered. I haven't spoken to either of them since that day, and they've both been calling and texting nonstop, but I can't bring myself to respond. I've told a couple of close friends, and they've been supportive, but I still feel so alone. My husband's excuse for cheating? My infertility. That I couldn't have children, and that he was entitled to sleep with whomever he wanted if I couldn't do something that most women were capable of. He told me that I lacked the traditional values that he held. I did not know that he held traditional values, and my mom was better because she was a stay-at-home mom that was capable of having kids. I know the divorce is coming, but I'm devastated. I just feel so guilty and that my life is a lie. I couldn't give him what he wanted, and now he's gone. I feel heartbroken, I feel drained, and I feel alone, and it aches. All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I'm so sorry that OP is going through this. First of all, I would recommend, if she can afford it, getting it to a therapist ASAP to help her work through with this. None of this is her fault. The soon-to-be ex-husband is an absolute garbage human being. Like, people, unfortunately, do deal with infertility. That does not give the partner a license to cheat with whoever they want.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a flimsy excuse, especially since I don't know if the mother is even in her fertility.
She's probably postmenopausal.
Postmenopausal at
She's
this
in her
point.
mid-50s, so...
So I don't see how she would even be capable of having kids at this point in time. So it just feels like a slap in the face more than anything.
He's just using anything he can to try and make it OP's fault so he doesn't have to deal with he did something wrong.
Well, I mean, this is classic Darvo, right? This is him turning himself into the victim. OP is not the victim in his world, right? Like, he's the victim because she can't have children because she doesn't share his values. So he's been the one who's been victimized. And instead of having couples counseling and talking through his problems and, saying that, maybe my worldview has changed and I don't really share the same values as you anymore, he chose to take these low blows and just to lay into OP and turn her into the victim.
And I feel like they're also just excuses, like whatever he could throw at it. Like, it's not even so much that he necessarily, I mean, he might hold traditional values, but the whole infertility thing, like, I think it was just, I'm going to throw at her whatever's going to hurt the most.
Yeah.
And so I can make her feel bad about what happened.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, exactly. It's like, he didn't have an adult conversation if these things really bothered him. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Top ad 7154 says, get your fighting pants on, girl. Take him to the cleaners. Tell everyone what happened. Let's see what people really think of his traditional values, which clearly don't include fidelity or loyalty. Tell his mother. As for being capable of having kids, at 57, lol, okay. Perhaps she's capable of pregnancy, but he's going to find himself really messed over if they get pregnant. 57 and pregnant? Yeah. Get a lawyer, get your head on straight, get it all. Rooting for you. And OP replies, thank you. As I replied before, I'm not looking to blow up what dignity I have left dragging him through the mud. I'm going to try to be poised as possible, but thank you nonetheless for the encouragement. And Park Seth says, you should sing like a canary to your entire family, show them this post, and burn his butt in divorce. And OP replies, I'm not a vindictive or vengeful person, I just feel really sad and hurt. I emailed the lawyer this morning before posting, and I just feel empty and sad. And that's why I think that OP would really benefit from therapy at this point in time, and someone just to sit and talk to and think about things. This isn't OP's fault.
No. Well, and the important thing to know about these sort of people is that they will use any excuse. So even if OP had a child, then he would be like, well, you can't keep up with me after giving birth or whatever. Like, there's always an excuse. There's always a justification. Yeah.
And Old Ninja 113 says, I feel so heartbroken for you. You don't deserve this, but really make sure to keep all the texts and everything that you can and give to your lawyer. Your husband is not smart, and his excuse is so ridiculous. Please take him for everything you can. I would go no contact with your mom. So sorry, I know you said that you didn't want to be vengeful, but don't let them create their version of what happened. They are only going to make you look like the bad guy. And OP replies, I'm not going to attack them anywhere. My lawyer is my cousin on my dad's side. She says that we're going to go for an infidelity angle and I should appear as non-confrontational as possible. She also says this post and responding to comments is okay, just as long as I don't badmouth my soon-to-be ex. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, I'm a 30-year-old female and I just heard a phone notification in the bathroom while showering alone. Should I ask my fiance, a 33-year-old male, about it? And this one also has an update to it. Original post. So my fiance and I have been together for 4 years, engaged for 1. I was taking a relaxing bath this evening to enjoy the silence and let the bathroom fan drown out all the noise. My phone was on silent. I wasn't wearing earbuds. I'm in a deep meditative state in the bath when I'm jarred by a phone or text email notification, sound clear as day coming from inside the bathroom. I got up immediately and was like, what in the world? I checked my phone, even though I knew it was on silent, and there were no notifications. So I'm kind of worried at this point, and I just feel a sinking feeling in my stomach, so I get dressed, and I look through every crevice, box, cabinet, drawer, and plumbing fixture in the bathroom to find nothing. I know for a fact that I did not just hear it in my brain. It was a distinct Android boop-a-da-boop, which we don't have any Androids. Before anyone asks, yes, I checked my carbon monoxide levels and they're fine. I have no mental illness. My question is, what do I do? Do I even bring this up with my fiance? I sound crazy and I don't want to be accusatory, but my first thought was a second phone hidden by him in the bathroom. I couldn't imagine that he would ever cheat, but you can never be too vigilant when something random and unexpected like this happens. Should I wait and see if anything happens? I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little paranoid, and have been convincing myself I manifested the noise, but I know in my gut that it was real. Where else would I even look though? Update. My first post didn't get a ton of activity, but I was made to feel like a crazy person by most people. And for some reason, some of my comments were either deleted or just didn't appear on the post. Anyways, I did not talk to my fiance about it because I found the phone before he got home. Yeah, I tore the bathroom apart again like a madman, but this time I checked behind the toilet tank between the wall. We have about a 2-inch gap, and mounted on the back of the tank was one of those $1 Temu holder things that you peel off and stick on something to hold the items. The phone was placed inside of that sticky mounted thing. Definitely not my phone. And obviously it was meticulously placed there. Well, my fiance and I are broken up. The password was the same as the one on his computer that we share, so I unlocked it while trying to stifle an anxiety attack and found a Snapchat conversation with at least 3 different women. The notification sound that I heard lined up with the most recent snap sent to him of a woman's bare parts asking when he can come and do things to her. In a rage, I smashed the phone and I texted my fiance to come home immediately. He came home and already looked pale, like he knew. I asked him how long this has been going on, and he refused to answer anything. I told him to pack his stuff and leave. As he was walking out with his backpack, I hear him mutter, "I knew I forgot to silence it." So yeah, I wasn't crazy. I actually heard a notification and he was cheating. Now my whole world is upside down and I don't know where to go from here. I just can't believe this. I fell asleep crying and I woke up in a daze feeling like everything was normal until I remembered. Sorry for not a very fun update. Alright folks, what do you think of this?
I mean, I'm so sorry that OP went through this situation. I mean, right now I think the best course of action is, one, lean on her support system as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's a very deep betrayal, what he's done, and I can understand it's going to be very hurtful. And two, also, if she can afford it, talk to a counselor about this situation who can help her get some, hopefully, clarity and closure.
Yeah, well, and I think this is also a word to the wise to pay attention and not dismiss people online and stuff like that, because she thought she heard something, and even if this was like a hallucination or something else, then it's not good to dismiss somebody, and it's, still reassure people and say, what you can do, be reassuring of them.
Yeah, well, I think it sounds like the original post didn't get a lot of traction, and I couldn't find the original post when I was looking real quick, but unfortunately, sometimes on those smaller posts, people form an echo chamber and will just say one opinion, and that's what gets repeated over and over and over again, and anyone else gets downvoted to oblivion.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's one of those cases there, because I would hope people wouldn't, I wouldn't be my immediate thought was there's something sus going on here, and I would hope most people would feel that way.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a Friday joke.
Did the pelican have a good vacation?
The pelican had a very pouchy vacation. They stored it all in their throat. They throat stored it. I don't know.
No, the bill was too big.
The bill was too big. It's kind of what I said. And I have Earl Grey. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy fantastic Friday, folks. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on trusting your gut.
Don't dismiss gut instincts just because you don't want them to be true.
I think that's a good moral there. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.